Welcome to How to Survive with Danielle and Kristine, the show that teaches you how to survive the things that can kill you.
Like a botched tracheotomy.
Oof.
Or an asp.
Ah, Cleopatra.
Or faking your own death.
And the things that just make you wish you were dead.
Like FAO Schwartz on the weekend.
Ay, ay, ay.
Or every New York Times news update. And a feline medical emergency.
Oh, yes. That would be bad news, Bears.
Oh, do you want some good news?
Yeah.
We're going to play the theme song.
Yay.
Ground is shaking under our feet. Mountains on fire, flooding in the street. Can't breathe the air, can't fight the feeling. Goblin down, Xanax ain't the way to be dealing. Gotta do better than just getting high. We gotta stick together if we're gonna survive. How to survive. How to survive.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
The pillars of democracy are still standing. So far.
Temporarily.
So far.
So far, I don't know. I haven't been watching the news.
Nope.
Did it crumble?
I've not been watching the news.
Oh,
I can't.
or reading the news. I don't
Nope.
ever watch the news. I only read the news, and I have not been doing it.
Nor have I.
Once was wanted to look at some TV stuff, so I opened the New York Times, and I just looked away and scrolled quickly down without looking to get to the lifestyle section, because I was like, no, don't want to know.
Yeah.
The good news is he's stacking his cabinet so far with nothing but the best.
Yeah.
Nothing but
Right.
I assume.
good people.
I did watch John Oliver, so I did see some of the people he's considering, which, no shockers.
Satan,
Yeah.
dead Hitler.
Yep. A dead Hitler's better than an alive Hitler, right?
Yeah.
He'd be so old.
Yes.
He wouldn't be very effective at this point.
No. But do we expect them to be effective?
No.
Well, they will be in ways we don't like.
There's only 3 he's named, right?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know anything.
I just saw a list of potentials.
Supposedly Marco Rubio is Secretary of State.
Yeah.
Little Marco.
Yeah.
And then Kristine Nome, the dog killer, is Homeland Security.
Oh, great.
Charge of
Okay.
Homeland Security.
Cool.
So
And
just
then some
put-
absolute comic book villain of a guy is in charge of whatever that other thing is.
Isn't it Stephen Miller?
No. I think he's chief of staff or something. Maybe.
that makes sense.
I
there's some
can't
other
wait
guy.
to hear him talk.
I can't wait till Kristine Nome just puts all of the terrorists in a pit and shoots them in the head like
Makes them
her
fight
dog.
each other first.
Is that what she did with the dogs?
No, but she's a
Who are
monster,
the
so-
terrorists in this story? Is it us?
Whoever they are. No, they're probably people with dark skin. Or us. I don't know. I know that they talked about this on Never Not Funny. But so Jimmy and Oliver saw Regan Burns.
Yes.
And Regan, is a big movie snob.
Okay.
And has a podcast with his son where they review movies.
Oh, fun.
And he recommended several movies to Oliver and Jimmy. And one of them was this movie called Honora. And
I have seen the trailer. Yes, the girl from not Stranger Things, Better Things. She's the oldest
is she
sister.
one of the daughters?
Yeah, she's the oldest daughter.
Okay. I still haven't watched that. That's the show I should watch. Is that
should.
on Apple? Is that why I don't watch it?
No, it's
No,
on.
it was on
it's
FX,
on.
so it's probably
it's
on
on
Hulu, I
Netflix or Hulu. It's one of my favorites.
That's
It's-
what I should start with.
Yes, you should.
It's an amazing show. I don't want to overhype it now, but
We can't. I don't think you can overhype it.
Okay. I will.
It'd be like talking. It'd be like trying to overhype the Americans. You can't. It's so good.
So anyway, he said, and I remembered I had seen a trailer for a movie, but I was thinking of the other movie because there's another movie that has a woman's name in it, like a first and last name, and I can't remember what it is right now. So anyway, the 3 of us went to go see it,
Yes.
and it starts, and I'm like, oh, this is the movie about the stripper.
Yes.
So we're sitting on either side of our
son.
17-year-old son, and there's lots of nudity
Yes.
and lots of sex.
Yes.
And it was a little uncomfortable, but I was like, Reagan. But it's a really good movie. I
It
would
looked good
recommend
from
it.
the trailer.
Yeah, do not see it with your children.
I don't think I'll take them to that
No.
R-rated movie. I think we'll stick to claymation R-rated.
There you
movies.
go.
That's
But I did
safe.
very much enjoy it, and I
Okay.
do recommend it highly. And all of the actors are really good. The only person I recognized was a girl who's on The English Teacher. One of the students.
Okay.
Has a part in it.
I
But
have to finish that. Yeah. Well, thank you for that, Rec.
yeah, so You went to New York.
I did. And also New Jersey.
Right. That's where you were staying, right?
Right. So it was mostly New Jersey with a long day in New York City.
Yes.
For Alex to be able to experience the Big Apple.
Yeah. Did it live up to the hype?
It's still pretty great.
Yep.
And I'll tell you some of the things we did. We went to Chelsea Market.
Okay.
Which I recommend. Had some amazing food. And then we walked.
I guess I don't know what Chelsea Market is.
It's like a huge food market.
Okay.
That's very good.
Is it every day or just like on the weekends?
I think it's every day. And then we walked over to Little Island.
Okay.
Which is beautiful and cool. It's like a new park they've created on an island. You can look it up and see a picture of it if you want. Garen can bring it up maybe. And it's gorgeous. And then you can go to the top of it and see incredible views of the city.
Huh.
You can just wander around on the little island, and it's a really beautiful architectural.
How do you get to the island?
You walk across a bridge.
Okay.
And it's out on the water.
I'm gonna
these are
write
two
all
things
these
I'm gonna
down.
recommend you do. And then we went to the toy store FAO Schwartz.
Nice.
Which was insane.
Yes.
And I didn't need that.
Because you have to hear that song on a loop when you go in. Welcome to our world.
Oh,
welcome to our world.
It was so much noise. I don't even know that I
couldn't even hear it.
You couldn't hear a song.
Oh.
There was a line down the block because they have a diner there now. It's called the Jellycat Diner.
Okay.
Because people are really into this Jellycat toy. It's like a stuffed
Okay.
animal. And they were in the diner like making pancake stuffed animals, but like you couldn't eat them. It was just the actual stuffed animal being flipped around on a pan.
What?
But that's a thing I guess people wanted to get in line for that diner.
But do you also eat there?
I don't think there's food. I don't. It was
that
very
sounds
confusing.
Horrible.
I agree. It does. And so we realized, we don't have to be in this line because this is for the diner, and we got in.
Great.
And Alex got a Build-A-Bear with her friend, my friend's daughter.
Yeah.
Who they're the same age.
Yeah.
Her voice recording.
Nice.
In it, so she can hear her friend.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It was really cute.
Aww.
I was starting to get a migraine.
It's a lot.
At Times Square. And
Okay.
so by the time we got to FAO Schwartz, I was starting to get really, really sick. So that was,
I'm sorry.
I got the rest of my time in the city was not so good.
I'm sorry.
You know what? It's okay.
Did you go to that dance?
I did go to a dance party the night before.
Okay.
So once a month, I don't know how I can make this happen in my life, but once a month there is some people like regular people like us who are parents and just like live in a community put together a dance party called All My Friends.
Okay.
And they did it, they do it in like the top of a restaurant, but that has a bar in it. And then one of the dads DJs and lots of people come. It's a big thing. It's like a huge dance party and people just dance their fucking asses off. And I can't tell you how much I needed to dance.
Oh, great.
Do you know how much everybody needs to dance right now?
Yeah.
Probably a lot.
A lot.
Dance like your democracy is falling.
Yeah. So our friend of the show, Todd Levin, that's who I went to see, he and his wife, Lisa, who live there now. And he made such a good point, which I so agree with, which is like the whole narrative now is kind of like, all right, guys, and now we fight. And it's like, what? We just were doing that, man.
I know. That's how I feel.
What? How are we supposed to get the energy to do that? And I do think what's so important right now is that we remember to like have some fun.
Yeah. See an R-rated naked movie with your kid. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like live on the edge.
Dance in your sequin pants.
Dance it. Oh, did you bring your sequin
I
pants?
took my sequin pants.
Nice.
I got lots of compliments on them.
Good.
And one man, this is how you get complimented now when you're the age that we are.
Right.
I went up to the bar to get Lisa another margarita, and he said, "You're a very elegant woman."
Oh, that's one step up from you're a very handsome woman.
I know. That's immediately what I thought. And I was like, thanks. Thank you.
Oh my
Thanks.
God.
And
He thought he was saying something.
He really did.
He really
He
did.
really did.
Was he older than you?
I think he was probably our age,
Because
but
it sounds like something your dad would say.
he might
I
have been.
Know your dad,
he might
but-
have been older. He was in the range of like between 50 and 60. I couldn't really tell because I was trying not to make eye contact because that feels like an invitation, you know.
Yeah.
But also, it was like I think he had been sort of moving around the women kind of all night, and.
You think he was trying different adjectives each time he went?
Yeah,
I don't
That's what
know.
I was thinking. Classy, elegant,
Maybe.
sophisticated.
You're a very
Yes.
worldly woman.
Worldly. That's a good one for. That's a good euphemism.
He picked everything he could from those like 80s perfume commercials.
Right.
You know,
You're a very Chanel No. 5 woman.
Well, speaking of things we really like,
yes.
we should probably talk about this little thing I'm holding in my hand.
Oh, are you getting into the magic
Magic
mind?
Mind.
Oh, yeah. So we're doing our shots
Yeah.
of the magic mind.
Shots.
Drink. But now we drink for health.
Yeah, because you don't drink alcohol anymore.
Well, you know, it doesn't do the thing for me that it used to, which was make me hotter.
wait, if you're drinking it or someone else is drinking it?
I mean, I think it's just in my mind, you know, I got a lot sexier.
Well,
Would you say it makes you more elegant?
I would say it does. It makes me very elegant and demure and mindful. Do you hear the kids saying this?
Yes, I've seen the video. yeah.
the demure,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Very demure, very mindful. So we've been drinking the mental performance shot, and it's really, first of all, it tastes really good.
I like how it tastes.
It tastes like if you walk into a wellness store, but it doesn't have incense.
You don't have to smell the patchouli
You
of
don't
the
have to-
person who's in line in front of you.
Right. Like there's a minimal,
Yeah.
like a minimal sitar music playing, not like at full blast.
Yeah. I like it because I can just have the nice it's like tart and little
Tart.
grassy.
Yeah.
But I don't have to smell the woman that is next to me that's white with dreadlocks.
Right.
That smells like patchouli.
You know, whether it's cultural appropriation or not, it's just not a good look. Like, it's just not.
I mean, I'm going to say it is. I'm going to go ahead and say it is.
It's interesting because I've read things where it actually goes back to like Asian cultures.
Oh.
I've read
Okay.
dumb arguments online about this, but in any case, it's just not a good look, I don't think. The mental performance shot is subtly sweet, and it's subtle. And I feel actually I have a lot of energy right now. I feel
pretty
drank one,
bouncy,
and I
and
feel very bouncy.
I will say because my flight came in kind of late last night.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was just hard at work getting ready for our episode today.
Yeah.
Our episode. I was pretty tired. So this, I noticed that just in the last couple days that we've been drinking these.
Yeah.
It does boost my energy.
Yeah,
But
and
it doesn't feel shaky energy.
No, right. It's not like drinking coffee. It's got some very interesting ingredients.
Tell us, Danielle.
Something called lion's mane.
Ooh, you know what?
That's the sweet part.
That's sexy.
That is sexy. It's
Lion's
elegant.
mane. It's demure.
It's demure. For mental performance, it's got ashwagandha for less stress. Rhodiola.
I think we all need less stress right now.
Oh, it's got matcha in it
Oh,
from Japan
It better be from Japan.
It's high quality
I only
matcha.
want my matcha from Japan.
for calm energy. That's a good way to express it. Calm energy.
Yeah.
And vitamin B2, B3, B12, C, and D
Okay.
for vitality.
Vitality. Do you want some vitality, Garen?
I need all of this.
Yeah.
Vitality,
You need the lion's mane.
lion's mane.
Yeah, and it's really good. And like I said, it gives you nice energy. And also, if you how do they get the discount? Because
I'm
if
gonna
they
tell
order
you.
through us, they get a discount.
Yes. So this is what you have, listeners. You have a limited offer. You can use it now. That gets you up to 48% off your first subscription or 20% off one-time purchase with code HOWTO20 at checkout. That is HOWTO20 at checkout. You can go to magicmind.com/ just like the guy from Guns N' Roses.
Just if you have a
/
hard time remembering the slash, just remember what did Kristine say? Oh yeah, Guns N' Roses.
Yes.
Wait,
How to
Axel?
20.
No,
Nope,
slash.
Axel. How do you even make an Axel?
I don't know. You gotta like do Control F. Like your fingers have to go all over
Yeah.
the board. It's hard when you have small hands.
You can only do it if you have 12 fingers.
That's right.
Oh boy.
slash how to 20.
Yeah, and 48%. Call me crazy. That's almost 50%. That's almost half.
It's almost 50. It's so close to 50. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a good discount.
Yeah, it's really good.
Or get that 20% off the one-time purchase. But I'm saying, like, you get the subscription, you get a bigger discount. I don't know. Do what you want to do. It's your life. But do you want to be happy or not?
There's 12 magical ingredients and like 3 non-magical ingredients, like earthbound ingredients.
Well, you don't want to drink this and then fly in the air like a fairy.
do.
Oh my God, wouldn't that be great?
I think it would be fun. Anyway, you should try Magic Mind.
Let us know if you like it.
We're going to be doing more mentions of them the more we drink, and we'll let you know how it's going.
What if at the end we're just like, it's like 3 times speed?
And you keep checking your pod
to see if you're
pod
doing
player
it
to make sure if you're going on 3
I know
times.
I didn't put it at 2. What is it, like 2.0 is really fast?
Yeah.
Max, yeah.
I know I
2
didn't do
times.
that. What's going on with those women?
Well, I think now that we're energized, we
Yeah.
can get into today's topic, no?
Would you guys like to get into today's topic?
Yeah, I would.
So, guess what?
What?
We're going to do something a little bit different today.
Oh.
We're going to get naked. And just see how it feels. Just see how
my
it feels.
God.
Just to see
I'll need
how it feels
another
to sit
Magic
in the-
Mind
sit in the
shot before I do
chairs.
that.
So some of us lately, not that guy in the Trump hat at
Yeah.
Waiting for Godot, might want to feel like we want to disappear right now. So I thought it'd be fun to do something fun
Yeah.
because this is, I think, a comedy show.
Yes.
Last time I checked.
Right.
How to fake your own death. Right? Okay. The way I'm going to do it, though, is a little different. Instead of doing a story at the end, I'm going to be weaving some stories in throughout
Okay.
to give illustrations on like how people screwed up and things
I
you
like
shouldn't
this.
do.
I like
So it's going to
this.
be illustrative examples and also some tips and some things I've learned along the way in my journey. Okay? Okay, so this is going to be from some people who've tried and failed. My main resource, guys, was this super fascinating book. I know you'd really like this book, Danielle. I bought it. It's called Playing Dead, A Journey Through the World of Death Fraud.
Ooh, that sounds great.
It's good. It's by Elizabeth Greenwood, and there's some chunks I kind of skipped over because they weren't relevant necessarily to what we were going to talk about today, but I definitely am going to go back and read them.
Wait a second. You read a whole book in preparation for your research? I went to WikiHow last week.
I only did
I'm
because I really wanted to do this topic, and
I love
then
it.
I found this book, and so then I just was like, this book is the best resource.
Love it.
All right, so I'm going to take you to a year. The year is 2008. You guys
Okay.
remember that, probably?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we didn't know it was coming.
Yeah. It was a good year.
It was, except for the financial crisis. Maybe it was.
Oh, I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking about Obama getting
Yes,
elected.
that was good. That was good. So there's this guy. You might recognize his name, Sam Israel. You might not, because he was, what's the word, superseded? Let's say just other bad men did so much worse that his name maybe has not stayed in our minds as much as other men. So he lost his job. He was the founder and the CEO of a group called the Bayou Hedge Fund. Bayou is probably how you say that.
I don't know, Yahoo, Bayou,
Right?
Bayou.
I think it's interchangeable.
It just depends on which part of the country you grew
It
up
really
in.
is. Devil strip. So he had this reputation as a guy who could double your money, but now he'd lost everything. His career, he'd lost his family in an ugly divorce. He'd also lost more than $450 million of his investors,
Oh, God.
right, through fraudulent means.
Okay.
Okay. So he had a sentencing a few months before this time, and he'd been given 22 years for financial malfeasance and fraud. And at this point, this is one of the harshest punishments for a white-collar criminal ever.
That does sound like a lot for
Right?
white-collar crime.
He had
yeah.
expected to get a few years, but the judge was like, I'm going to make him an example out of this
Right.
guy. So at the time, again, his Ponzi scheme was one of the largest to date. So this is just 8 months before Bernie Madoff's crimes.
Oh,
So this
gotcha.
is why you maybe don't know him as much, because now we've had Bernie Madoff and the Samuel, is it Sam Bankman-Fried?
Yes.
That Yahoo?
Yeah. It's like when you die and you're like Suzanne Summers, but you die on the same day as Prince or something.
Yes,
Like
yes.
everyone forgets.
Or you're in a plane crash, but like
Oh, yeah. You're not the Big Bopper.
you're not the exactly. So nobody cares. Okay, so he's in his mind. He's like, I can't serve that. I can't. That's too many years. I'm nope.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and pass.
So he's in the driveway talking to his mom about this. At the time, he's like 49 years old, and he has a wife and he has kids, and he's standing next to this GMC that he barely drives. He has like 6 other cars in the driveway because he's very wealthy, and she's like, "What are you gonna do?" And there's all this pollen on the car because it's barely driven, and he writes in the pollen, "Suicide is painless."
Oh, the MASH theme song.
Right? He loves a TV. This guy loves it.
He loves classic TV.
That's a lot of letters for that pollen.
It really is. It's a lot to fit. You gotta think about the letter size.
He could just say MASH with like an asterisk over it.
And then he draws each asterisk between each letter of MASH.
Yes, and people would get the reference. They'd go, "Oh,
Suicide is painless."
I know what this is." So he says it's a joke, and she's like, "Yeah, that's not a very funny joke." Okay.
Also, it took you 15 minutes to write it.
Yeah. Is this? Yeah, I gotta get to my Pilates class.
Get to it.
So a short time later, he's watching a Robin Williams movie called RV, and he decides that's what he's going to do. Fake his own death and tool around the U.S. in an RV. This guy is...
I don't remember this movie. That's what I'm stuck on. Okay.
I vaguely remember it, but like, it's not really in my head.
Okay.
I mean, so in a couple weeks, he throws together a plan, right? So between his sentencing and his surrender date, this is when he puts his plan together. A couple weeks. So he finds an RV on Craigslist and buys it from this old elderly couple on Long Island for like $55,000. He tells them he's a professional poker player.
Okay.
For whatever, I guess just because lying is fun too.
Sure.
He knows enough people who kind of operate under the law. I guess if you're operating Ponzi schemes, you're also a little bit of a scumbag, and maybe you know some people who can help you out. So they help him score IDs and a social security number, and he gets... What I think is, he gets a parking permit for all 5 boroughs of NYC, a gun permit, a library card, and signs up for night school at a local community college.
Wait, why?
I'm like, I thought you were going to tool around the U.S.
Yeah, why is he staying in... Is he from New York?
I think, yeah.
Get out of state, dude.
Apparently he's like not planning to go very far.
Okay.
He has a friend. It's actually like a friend's... Yeah, he has a friend drive him over Bear Mountain Bridge because he wants to check it out as a place where he can stage his death. But he doesn't want photos of his car taken at the toll booth.
Right.
He sees there are these construction nets hanging beneath, and his plan is to step over the ledge and to fall into the net.
Oh, my God.
Right?
Okay.
Also, keep in mind, these nets aren't like springy, like inside a climbing gym nets. These are like those hard
plastic.
Yeah, they're supposed to catch like falling concrete. They're not supposed to catch soft people. So on a Monday in June, he parks his RV at a truck stop off Route 64, which 684.
Gets a little action.
Yes. Yes. He plays a little professional poker.
That's not what I meant.
I know. Okay. I thought maybe he did both.
Maybe.
He
You live a little.
He plays poker, he wins, and then he horny.
Celebrates. Right. Okay.
Ugh. That just made me gross out a little. Okay, so he pays his friend's son a wad of hundreds to help stage his death.
Okay.
So he takes his GMC, totally forgetting that whole like suicide is painless that he put on the front, because he claims later that wasn't intentional.
Okay,
like,
right.
He'd written on the hood a few weeks prior. He parks the truck at a vista point overlooking the Hudson River and gets into his friend's Nissan.
Okay.
They drive back over the bridge really slow to make sure that no repairmen are working on the construction site that day.
Right.
Okay. All right. I'm going to leave that story for a little bit.
Oh, my God. Talk about a cliffhanger.
Thank you. Okay. Frank Ahern, he's the co-author of a book called How to Disappear, Erase Your Digital Footprint, Leave False Trails, and Vanish Without a Trace. This is a manual for those who want to do just that.
Okay.
So he took a big interest in Sam's case, and he says none of these white-collar criminals plan their exit. They just keep going, right, until it all falls down.
Okay.
But if he thought about his exit plan as smartly as he thought about his crime, he'd be somewhere, like he'd be in Belize right now enjoying his money.
Right.
See, that's the arrogance of these kind of people,
Yeah.
is that they never think to put a plan together of what if this all falls apart, because they don't think it's going to.
Okay.
Because they just think what I'm doing is so brilliant, it's going to keep
Right.
succeeding. But they never have to.
But they also didn't think their Ponzi scheme was going to fall apart, and that did. So
Exactly.
right.
So another thing he talks about is this factor you can't count on when you fake your death is that you're doubling your chances of getting caught.
Okay.
So he says,
Doubling it from what?
well, faking your own death, you're already in trouble. Usually people who fake their own death aren't just like us, who are just like, I
Right.
want to leave my life, because they've usually, there's different reasons, but one of the main ones is they've committed a crime, or
Yeah.
they're in an over their head to such an extent with
Yeah.
financial
Debt.
debt that they don't know any other way out, right?
Right.
So there's their first crime.
Yeah.
So then faking your own death creates a second crime.
Yeah.
It's not the making yourself dead that's the crime. It's usually the financial, it's the fraud aspect of it that's the crime. But usually the police don't catch them in the act of like the faking of the death. They catch them for a tiny dumb mistake they've made.
Right.
Now, I'm going to give you a fun example of that.
Okay.
Benny Wint had been presumed dead since staging his drowning off the coast of Daytona Beach, Florida in 1989. So he'd been involved in a narcotics ring, and he got swept up in paranoia because he believed the cops were onto them. He was vacationing at the beach with his fiancée, Patricia Hollingsworth. So he swam about a mile down the shore, past the breakers, and he vanished from the view of people with $6,500 stuffed into his swim trunks.
Wow.
Right?
I wonder how you do that. I guess you got to have like a waterproof fanny pack.
It seems like a lot of money, but if they're all hundreds, maybe it's...
Yeah.
So Patricia reported him missing to Beach Patrol. He hitched a ride with a trucker to Ozark, Alabama, and ran...
How did he get out of the water?
How did he get out of the water?
Yeah. He went out to the water.
Well,
a
he
mile.
swam a mile away down the...
Oh, I thought he swam a mile out.
I think he swam like parallel
Gotcha,
to shore,
okay.
and then got out, he went in to like a store, bought some dry clothes. Okay. Ran a business selling NASCAR merchandise for 20 years, going by the name William James Sweet.
20 years?
Yeah, 20 years. So 20 years later, he's pulled over in North Carolina, where he'd been living with his new family for not having a $1.50 light bulb over the license plate of his car. He couldn't produce a driver's license because he'd never actually gotten a legal new identity. So guess what? He never committed identity fraud.
Okay.
So his faking of his death wasn't a crime. Because it's not a crime.
It's not a crime to fake your
It's not a crime to fake your death. But
so imagine
Yeah.
going through your life for 20 years without an ID. How do you do that? I mean, how do you do anything without your ID? You can't
in
buy
19
liquor.
Well,
what year
a
was
lot
it?
of undocumented immigrants do it, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Well, they can get driver's licenses though
Yeah,
legally.
That's what I'm saying. This guy didn't even have a driver's
But
license.
people, never got pulled over.
Amazing.
So I mean, but how often do you get pulled over?
No, I'm saying to buy.
I would be afraid to
buy
drive.
wine. I have to show my ID.
Maybe he didn't buy it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in Alabama.
Yeah.
I think they're regularly checking IDs in 80s Alabama.
Yeah, and maybe he didn't actually marry the woman he is.
The next woman.
Yeah.
So, but he's still right in some legal hot water for the original stuff.
Right.
Whatever that was. So one thing the other thing is the original woman was pretty pissed.
I bet.
Because she thought they were going to reunite.
Oh.
What the plan wasn't, I'm going to leave and I'm his fiance that helped him get away. The plan wasn't.
she knew.
Yeah, because she helped him.
I didn't understand
She
that.
report-
I
oh,
thought
sorry.
he just ditched her.
She reported him missing, but she knew he was planning to get away.
I thought he just ditched
and
her.
I think the plan was we're reuniting, and he was like, I'm going to just go start a new life and get a new family.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I thought she was out at the shoreline weeping. In
Yeah,
the
that's
ocean.
what I
Oh
thought
no,
too.
that happens too.
Years.
That happens too.
Yeah.
So Benny's case, what's interesting about it, it illustrates the problem of determining any reliable statistics for how many people successfully fake their deaths and disappear because we only learn about the failures.
Of course.
Here are some numbers that give us a little information. So the Coalition Against Insurance Fraud, this is a national alliance of consumer groups, public interest organizations, government agencies, and insurers. They started keeping records in 1990. And since then, 564 cases of life insurance fraud were reported. That averages out to roughly 23 cases per year that get flagged. That's not that many, right? So it's enough, though, to see that people are still doing it.
Wow. And it must be harder now. I mean, there are cameras everywhere. There are, your digital footprint everywhere.
The internet.
Yeah.
Needing. It's interesting because a lot of the people she talks to two main experts in this book, and one of them, they do say it's harder and it's easier. It's harder because of all the things you would think. It's easier because, say, for instance, before all of this, you were like, I'm going to fake my own death. I'm going to go to Belize. Back then, you'd have to be like, I got to get a travel book for Belize. I have to call a number to find out about like everything now.
Right.
You can have an apartment in Belize today.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Whereas before, it would take months to just organize all of that. And there'd be so many phone calls and contacts of people you'd have to actually speak with to make all of that happen. That in other ways, it is easier for you to be anonymous.
You could just go to a public library and look up whatever you need to do.
Okay, so this one I think is really interesting. Here's some tips on how to disappear. Mm-hmm. This can be, so all both experts in this book say it's better to just disappear than to fake your own death. Don't make yourself dead, just disappear.
Oh, okay.
And they're for one, because then you don't have to do any paperwork that's criminal as far as death certificates and
but your wife can get money if you die,
which is a crime.
Insurance money, right? But at least that's why you do it. You're trying to
That's
take
why
care
a lot
of
of people do it. But then you're committing insurance fraud. Okay, this guy's process, Frank, his process is to disappear people in 3 easy steps. Okay, the first step is misinformation. So what he does is he destroys information available from closing bank and phone accounts and removing your name from online databases. Okay. Then he creates disinformation, which is not what we need more of in this world.
Wait, this is what this guy does for a living?
Yes.
He helps people disappear.
He does.
Okay.
He creates disinformation or false leads to throw off pursuers.
Okay.
So like, let's imagine you're a waitress, okay? In an abusive relationship who needs to escape. Mm-hmm. So if you're the waitress and you want to go to Kansas in February, he'll start diverting traceable leads to Chicago in January.
Gotcha.
So she'll place calls to realtors, utility companies, and restaurants in Chicago that might be hiring, okay? Once Frank has sufficiently engineered enough false leads to set you up in this next place, he's going to call you and say, all right, it's go time. And then you're going to leave basically everything behind except like your little go bag, okay?
Okay.
Then you're going to take an indirect route to Kansas by buying a bus ticket to Chicago with a credit card.
Right.
And paying for your Kansas ticket with cash.
Right.
Okay? You'll have to pay your rent and your bills from an LLC. But how do you earn a living?
Right.
Right?
That's what I'm wondering.
Okay. So you can't be a regular employee or a licensed professional like an accountant or a nurse. But you can work off the books as a waitress or house cleaner and claim the cash you make.
Okay.
So, I mean, there were some really awful stories in there about women who had to try to get away from stalkers, like a woman who was a lawyer who couldn't work as a lawyer anymore because when you go to another state, you have to register with the state bar. And that's how he could find her very easily.
Right.
So, she could work as a legal consultant. And
if they pay you cash, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the horrible things that a lot of these women would have to go through just to keep themselves safe.
So this guy's job is not illegal?
No.
Okay.
Is it possible to keep in touch with loved ones? So I thought this was interesting. Another way he helps people is to give them ways to keep in touch with their loved ones. I thought these were fascinating. One is through Craigslist postings and classified ads. Oh. If mom wants to find you, all she needs to do is look up 1974 Cadillac Seville with white wall tires and switch the last 2 digits of the phone number in the ad to call your prepaid cell phone.
Oh God.
Right?
Okay, got it.
Additionally, family members often use one email. Everyone knows the password and sends their messages but saves them as drafts so that no electronic trail can be recovered.
How do you get it if it's a draft?
Because you'll be able to see it. Drafts stay in the email.
Oh, because everyone has access to the same
email
account. Got it. Okay.
Other clients do the
smart.
same with unpublished blogs.
Oh, okay.
which I also thought was super interesting.
Gotcha.
All right. What is the best type of death to fake?
I don't know.
Any guesses?
Well, I'm guessing not jumping into a net. Well,
It sounds like it was that dude who took a dip in the ocean
Okay.
and just
Yeah.
pretended he drowned or whatever.
Well, that's funny because
Kidnapping.
99% of fake deaths are water accidents.
okay.
However, it's the number one that sets off investigators into death fraud cases.
Okay.
Because in most drownings, the body's recovered. So
Okay.
it will immediately ping as a possible fraud.
Oh.
So this is the greatest obstacle, is staging the accident. So to be viable, you typically need a scenario where no body can be recovered. And like I said, the most for most people's go-to method, the drowning, it almost never passes the sniff test. Which leads me to this story, which I thought was fascinating. I don't know if you guys remember this, when Olivia Newton-John's longtime boyfriend
Yes,
faked his death on a fishing trip.
Yeah, it was the first thing I thought of when you brought up this subject.
Yes. So this was in 2005 after they broke up. He chartered a boat and allegedly fell overboard at night, drowning off the coast of Los Angeles right here. So he'd filed for bankruptcy and, according to various sources, might have wanted the proceeds from a $100,000 insurance policy to go to his son. McDermott was caught. This is also, to me, like so embarrassing, but also not surprising. Dateline investigators, Dateline, guys, Dateline. They noticed a centralized cluster of IP addresses originating near Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, all clicking onto a site dedicated to tracing his whereabouts.
Oh.
So he's Googling himself.
Yeah, right.
And that's how they knew how to find him.
And
Okay.
I forget, how long was he missing for?
Oh, I don't know.
Was it years or months? Or?
I don't think it was years, but maybe Garen can.
That was a crazy story. I remember.
Embarrassing. You can't
So
even get discovered
embarrassing.
By 2020, it's got to be Dateline.
There's I know, right? It's like so many levels of embarrassing. Okay, here's some questions to ask yourself. Are you capable of never seeing your family and friends again?
No.
Are you in good health?
Yes.
Do you require any special medications?
No.
Okay, so you're not able to do this.
Yeah.
Do you have sufficient funds to live independently for at least 1 to 2 years while you wait for the insurance claim to come through?
No.
Do you have an alternate identity prepared?
Oh. Well, I mean, no, but
Your
I could
porn
come up
name-
with one.
your porn name would work, I think.
Yeah.
So-
Pam Laurel Grove.
Yep, I think that works. That does.
not suspicious at
no,
all.
it sounds like a totally real name.
Our other dog at the time was Tundi. So I could be Tundi Laurel Grove.
Tundi sounds like a person's name.
I think it must be because the dogs were Hungarian sheepdogs.
Okay.
So I'm guessing Tundi. I don't know where Tundi came from. I asked my dad today, but I think it must be a Hungarian
It's
name.
very cute.
Yeah.
Okay, so listen to this. I think this is fascinating. I'm telling you to listen to this. Are you listening?
Yeah. I said it wrong. Tundi.
Tundi.
Not Tundi. Tundi.
Tundi. I'll get it right. You don't need a passport if you're not leaving the U.S., but if you want to fake your death, you'd be stupid not to have one. This
Okay.
guy, Ramban, says. He's another expert in the book. Okay, so I'm going to tell you why. First of all, if you want to do a good fraud, you want to make it international. You want to have the fake identity in one country. You want to have the insurance policy in a second country. You want to have the accident in a third country.
Okay.
You want the beneficiary in a fourth country.
Jeez Louise.
I'm too lazy. I'm not doing this. Okay, do you want to know why?
Yeah.
So most investigators won't go international and do all this travel, and it makes it much harder to solve.
Great.
You want to make it hard for them to solve, okay?
Yeah.
So here's the things you need. You need a driver's license, a social security number, a car you already bought. All these things in a different name. right?
Gotcha.
All right. The other thing is, have you increased your insurance coverage in the past 2 years? Because insurance companies consider a death within that time frame as a contestable period, and it will automatically scrutinize the claim.
Right.
Okay? So here's what Ramban says. If you start a year or two in advance, you can do it. Stop tweeting, posting photos, all of that. Clog the search engines through tagging yourself as just about anyone to create disinformation.
Okay.
So you want other photos to come up of you, not just you.
Wait, say it again?
So you're going to tag yourself as just about anyone. Like tag yourself on other photos that aren't you.
Oh.
Right?
With your real name. tag your real name
Yes.
onto other photos of
I
people
think
who
that's
aren't you.
yes. So it makes it harder for them to find you.
Gotcha.
So one alternative that was offered as a good way to fake your death, particularly for women, was hiking. Because women are known to be murdered while hiking alone and running alone.
Okay.
Plus, it's plausible. People go off hiking into the Angeles Crest and then boom, gone.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of women, they rarely get caught faking their own deaths. But violence is sometimes a motivating factor. Just as Frank had said. In the summer of 2015, a 29-year-old Pennsylvania woman feigned a fatal seizure while her abusive boyfriend was pounding on her with his fists. Thinking he killed her, he called 911 to report her unconscious. Once safely with the paramedics, the woman admitted to faking her death to save her life.
What did they find a pulse?
Yes, once the paramedics were there.
No, but I mean, you'd think like the paramedics would be like, we have a pulse. Like,
yes.
In front of the guy.
That's okay, though. She was with them, so then she could get taken away, and they could see that he was beating her
I
up.
always ask really dumb questions.
No, it's not dumb.
All right.
I'm going to give you a final piece of advice if you're going to disappear. Fake your own death. Fake your own death.
Yeah.
Never become attached to anything you can't walk away from in 5 seconds. Okay?
Ooh, including people.
And dark chocolate.
What?
Danielle.
I can't do it.
Summoning the will to walk away is not a possibility for most people. They're thwarted not by carelessness, but by caring.
Yeah.
So do you want to check back in on Sam Ismail?
Yes.
All right. So he's on the Bear Mountain Bridge.
Right.
He's jumped off the bridge, managed to land in the construction nets below.
Okay.
So like we said, these are going to hurt to land in. He crawls hand over hand to the other side and manages to scramble unseen up the shale banks of the Hudson River to his pal's getaway car.
Okay.
Gets to his RV and 1 month later turns himself into a police station in Southwick, Massachusetts.
What?
Yeah. Do you want to know why?
Yes.
The police put the pressure on his girlfriend and told her that she would get indicted, which was not true. For like helping him.
Okay.
And she got the word to him.
Oh,
and he did not want his girlfriend to get in trouble. So he turned himself in.
Oh, okay.
And then, he got sent to prison for a really long time.
I didn't know. I thought he was married and had kids.
He was, she left him during all of this. They divorced.
But he had a girlfriend in addition to the wife?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know when the girlfriend came into the picture.
But she knew about it.
Yes.
Okay. So maybe don't tell people that you're going to do this.
Well, that's a big piece of advice. You can't tell your mom and your girlfriend and your
right.
And he told his 13-year-old son.
Oh, well, that's not.
But hear this. The news, it came on like the news that this financier person had jumped to their death.
Yeah.
The son, mom, daughter are all watching it. The mom, this is his ex-wife.
Yeah.
Daughter think he's actually dead or in hysterics. The son knows of his plan, but can't share it. And he's 13.
That's so fucked up.
Isn't that fucked to put that on your son?
That is so fucked up.
So I would highly recommend this book. There's other stories in there that are so fascinating about like couples who've done that. Like there's a guy in London who's done this, and it's really...
What's the name of the book again?
The name of the book is...
I'm going to put it on my list here.
Playing Dead, A Journey Through the World of Death Fraud by Elizabeth Greenwood.
I am going to check that out after I finish this book and then my book for book club, and then I'll do it.
You should. I think you'd really like it. It's got a lot of good stories in it. I wish I wanted to talk about like all of the stories, but clearly we don't have time for that, guys. This show we're on a time schedule.
No, I love it. I love how you told the story.
Oh, thanks.
You left us, wondering. Then you paid it off. It was fantastic.
Thank you. I tried to do a good job for my two friends.
Yeah,
and
the
the people listening.
Yeah,
I want you guys to be proud of me.
I love it.
What if I really cried?
Well,
would you comfort me?
Yes, of course. Am I just going to sit here?
I don't know.
I'll be like,
weird.
Oh God, what is
how
she
embarrassing.
doing now?
So weird. All right. Well, we will be back right after this.
Yes.
Welcome back. How was your break, Kristine?
You know what? It was uneventful. And I'll take it.
You'll take uneventful at this point.
Yes, please. No surprises.
Yes.
I'm done with those.
Surprises.
Yeah.
Well, on the first half of the show, we learned how to survive faking your own death. And now we're going to learn how to fake expertise with our very special guest star. Isn't that exciting the way I did that?
It really is.
Rose Abdoo. Hi, Rose.
Hello. What a nice intro. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. Well, we know Rose from a little show called Reboot that we are still mourning the death of.
Thank you.
We loved it so much. And
I loved that show so much.
I know. And another show we adore in this room, Hacks.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're on
And
our favorite shows.
Oh, that's so nice.
when do you go back to Hacks?
We've been doing it now. We're on the 4th episode of the 4th season.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so I'm in the middle of we're going to do 404 and 406 almost during this time period.
Oh,
Before
fantastic.
December, yeah. Really exciting.
Oh, good.
The table reads have been so much fun.
Oh, I bet.
Because this show forever, I mean, it started during pandemic. We always had table read on Zoom. Oh. It's a whole different energy when you get to go in real life and have
Oh
it
my
and see
God.
the people and watch them. Incredible. And I try not to read the whole script when they send it to me at home.
Because you want to be surprised.
Yeah,
when
it's
you're
more
reading it?
entertaining at the table read, but then I have this terrible habit of going, like, it's glaringly apparent that I have not read the script.
So do you read your own part
Yes.
at a time? Okay.
I search for I read my own part, but I just love being surprised. And then I try and forget everything so that I can watch it when it comes on like a fan.
Oh, that's so
That is
great.
so
And it
fun.
works too. I get like, okay, just erase that. And then I
that's
watch
so
it and
funny.
gasp all over again. I think this season, I just think it's going to be even topping season 3. I think.
Wow. I love that you watch it. I don't ever understand when actors are like, yeah, I never watched the show I'm on. I'm like, what?
I know, that's weird.
It's weird,
Well,
right?
I have to say, Gilmore Girls, in the beginning, I didn't watch.
Oh, okay.
But then once I got on, I started watching it. And then I really started watching it like a fan. And I remember saying to Lauren, like, oh, that was so funny. When she goes, Rose, you're the only person on the show that's actually watching this show.
But it's like you should be embarrassed or something, but that's ridiculous.
No, I know. I like to watch. Well, also, you should kind of know what's going on with your people.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're going to be a guest star on St. Dennis Medical.
Yes, which
is-
actually
yeah.
premieres November 12th. I don't know when you're playing
Oh,
this, but
Oh, yeah.
It'll already be
have been
past
on,
November
so people
12th.
Okay,
who haven't
so-
checked it out can check it
right,
out.
yes, and it's such a funny cast, and they were so kind to me. I play a very incompetent nurse named Debbie.
Oh, great.
Yes, and I'm very excited to see it because it's just so much fun. It was really fun to work, almost like documentary style. They shoot really quickly.
Oh, okay.
And then plus, I love Scrubs, the
Yes.
clothing.
Oh, you love
I love
But did you
not
get
the
to-
TV show.
I never
You-
watched the TV show, to be honest with you, but clothing, it's like at
it's so
this
comfy?
age, anything you can do where you get to be a judge in a big robe or Scrubs, you feel like you're working pajamas.
Yeah, and your shoes are going to be comfortable too.
The
Let's
best.
get you cast as a choir member.
There you go. Oh my God, you're
Yes.
brilliant.
Let's get you cast as a lunch lady.
That's so brilliant. I wasn't expanding my mind to other robe wearing
Yes.
Yeah,
professions.
there's kind of a,
Yes,
there's a lot out
yes,
there.
That's so
Yeah.
good because I'm thinking like, well, judge, no, there's choir robe.
Yeah.
I could be a permanent graduate. I don't
Yes.
know. I was trying to think of other things with robes.
If you think about like Three's Company in the Moo Moo, she could be
Yes,
like
There
a
you go.
landlady.
Mrs.
Yeah.
Roper.
Mrs.
Yes, you could be a
Roper.
like a
Great was
Mrs.
her
Roper type.
outfit.
Pretty
Caftans.
great.
I'm all about the caftans.
Caftans.
You're
Yeah.
right on with that. Yes.
Your story.
Oh my gosh. I don't have natural, you know how there's certain people you meet that are natural nurturers.
Yes.
Or they're just like, I have a friend that every little kitty cat that comes on Facebook, she has such a tender heart, she has to adopt them.
Whoa.
And, I have another friend that fosters dogs. And there's just people in my life that have been very big pet owners, pet supporters. And I didn't have a pet till I was 53 years old.
Oh, wow.
And I had fish.
Yes.
No,
They
that's
don't
not fun.
feel too strongly maybe about fish.
It
No,
seems more
I mean-
just like a burden.
Right. And it's something to watch in a bowl.
Yeah.
But I remember being a little kid and looking at the fish going, why does it poop in a string? Like I didn't, it was unpleasant. I didn't like it. I didn't like the whole like get in there with a net and try and scoop it out. Like
Yeah.
it just seemed
Sounds
like,
awful.
why would anybody do this? And when I would watch people pick up dog poop, like when we were little, there was no picking up dog poop.
Right.
Like I think Sarah Silverman said, you never see white dog poop anymore.
Right.
Remember back in the
Yes.
Midwest, you'd be
Right.
like, well, some dog poop there and there it's at.
Yeah, it just stays
forever.
there.
and
I don't
ever.
think
Yeah.
poop bags existed
Right.
in my childhood.
Never.
And I don't know if our dog even had a leash.
Probably
What?
not.
Our just dog ran around the neighborhood.
Exactly.
Really?
And they knew when to come home.
Yeah.
And people would go, oh, that's, the Jacobson's dog, Ginger, or whatever. Like, you just knew.
And somehow it was fine. It wasn't like it was
Right.
like some weird place where dogs were just running rampant and
Same.
attacking people. It was just like that you'd let the dog out and then the dog came back.
The dog would come back.
That's also how they raised kids back then.
Yes,
Very-
yes.
it's
I mean,
true.
we
It's
also
true.
lived like
the
that.
street lights would come on and then you'd
Yes,
go home.
yes.
You're right. They didn't know where we were the whole time.
You should know this one has a menagerie in her house.
Oh, I love.
Yeah, but I do have so many animals.
So, see, you're
Yeah.
that kind of person that's very, like, I think of people that have tender heart for animals as a very nurturing, and you have to be because, they all have different needs and moods and health problems and stuff. So I did get, we did have a dog. We do have a dog right now, but I have a dog named Monkey, and now we have Henry. Okay. So years ago, this has got to be before 2001, because I didn't live here in California.
Okay.
yet. I have these friends that have gorgeous house in Los Feliz. If your listeners know,
Oh,
Los
boy,
Feliz,
yeah.
California is gorgeous, like huge houses. Like Madonna lived in the neighborhood.
Yes.
Michael Feinstein lived. A gorgeous, huge house built in 1926, 3-story, beautiful, like Spanish style house. So the very fabulous friend of mine, he's a showrunner of many, many different things, a producer that I happened to go to high school with.
Oh, okay.
He was leaving for London. So he said, would you come and, watch the house?
Even though you didn't live in Los Angeles.
Even though I didn't live in LA. You know what had happened? I was remembering this because I wanted to tell you the story, and I was like, wait a minute, I broke up with someone in Chicago. So they said, listen, come to LA, get away from it all. It's sunshine. I think it was like November, so it was colder in Chicago.
Okay.
Come visit. Okay. So I think, I can't be alone in this giant house. It's too big. So I asked other friends of mine, other actor friends of mine, do you want to stay? And it was okay with the owners of the house, and they were like, yes, we'll go. We called ourselves the Footlights Club because it was 2 Chicago stage actors. So funny. And the house the house is 3 stories.
Wow.
So it's gigantic. They had 2 Borzois. Do you know the Borzoi? Brand breed, Russian Wolfhound. Very, very skinny, long face.
Yes.
Georgia and Isaac, the Russian Wolfhound Borzoi. Do you know that Borzois, we went to a Borzoi picnic in a park. And it was all people only that owned Borzois. That they don't make a peep. They're tall. Have you seen? And they're really tall, and they have a very long, pointy face. They don't make a peep when they're all amongst each other. One Afghan hound ran into the park. All the dogs started barking.
No way.
It was like outsider. Isn't that bizarre?
they're xenophobic.
I mean, that's really funny. But yeah,
They're gonna.
I guess they must.
They're
be.
Russians. They're going to invade. The
Oh my God, that's
Afghan,
hilarious and
Afghanistan.
dark and so true.
Yeah.
So they were wonderful. They had Georgia and Isaac, and it was one of those things where the dog is this skinny, like I'm making my hand be like a foot, not even a foot wide. No, I mean so skinny, but yet wouldn't go out the door unless you open the door really wide.
They have no awareness of their own
No,
size.
and I said to the owner, I said, she doesn't go out there. He goes, oh, she thinks she's in a hoop skirt. Which so that was Georgia and Isaac. But these people were so well staffed that at one point I thought, I think there's 12 people with keys to this house.
So they didn't really even need you to
They
stay there.
didn't
It was
really.
like
I
a
think,
favor.
You know
for
the book Rebecca.
Yeah.
Yes,
years ago.
it's one of my
He
favorite
said, I
books.
want you to be Mrs. Danvers.
Oh my God.
And I think Josefina is like a Mrs. Danvers. like you run the home, the major
the
duomo.
scary lady who
Yes.
runs the home.
resents the new.
And he picked the right person because I am this person. I might not be nurturing, but I am a tattletale. And I know how to tell on people. There was a dog walker who was different from the dog feeder.
Whoa.
There was a plant waterer, which was different from the landscaping person. I mean, this was
Yikes.
a mansion.
Yes.
This was a big
Lord.
home. So I was in charge of the data, the pets once the dog walker had gone home and the pet, whatever. So one of my friends, they're a boy couple, lovely, lovely people, were taking this trip for a month to London. So I said, they were showing me the lay of the land, taking the mail. I had very, very minimal duties to stay in this incredibly gorgeous room. The view, I mean, it was just the most beautiful house, but I really took my position seriously. So he said, listen, the cats are Luther. I don't remember the other cat's name. It was an orange cat and one of those. I think it's Abyssinian. It's a beautiful, beautiful. It looks like a little, like a little wild animal, like a little mountain lion almost.
Yes.
Luther, named after Luther Vandross.
Oh, okay.
And just the most
closeted.
stunningly gorgeous cat. So one of the owners explained to me, listen, this cat has had some health issues, and if he has a diabetic episode. I'm like, say what now? Because I'm
no.
just like, what? I'm all in for taking in the mail and making sure no one,
Managing
packages
the staff.
come inside. Yeah. So he said, this is the Caro syrup. I go, what? The Caro syrup, and this is the eyedropper. Oh, so this is what, but it's not going to come to that. Don't worry. This is just in case. They had this very fancy thing to hold the mail that was sterling silver, letter. And I would stack the mail like according to, I put the bills here and the little correspondence here. Is very fancy bathrooms with the monogram towels and all this stuff.
Holy moly.
So I hear this noise that sounds like, is a cat in trouble? One night, I'm up in the third floor. Remember, the house is enormous. And I come down the stairs and I see on the kitchen counter Luther, the gorgeous cat, with his little paw between the E and the R of this gorgeous letter, letter. And I'm like, and he's like on his side, his little eyes rolled back.
No, baby.
Poop on the counter.
Oh, no.
Where's that made?
And I think, where's that made? It's after hours. So I'm just like freaking out because I'm like, what is the matter? Oh my God, the cat is having a diabetic episode. And the paw, foreshadowing, was between the E and the R. ER!
Oh.
Luther needed to go to the ER, trying to tell me.
Yes.
Because why was the cat even near the letter thing?
He's spelling it out.
He's spelling it out. He's brilliant.
Cats are smart.
Oh,
Smart.
my God.
He put his paw between the E and the R. I couldn't get over it. Anyway, I go over to the windowsill where he kept the Caro syrup, and there's the eyedropper. And I'm freaking. I mean, this has been, I've never had a pet. I've never really held a cat.
Yeah.
And I take this cat and just bend his little head back to try and get this little eyedropper full of Caro syrup down his little gullet. It wasn't working.
Cats are notoriously easy to give medicine to.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. So I just took it with my finger and just put it down his, and he starts to come back a little bit. Then I run to the bathroom and get one of their unbelievably cushy Turkish towels. Like, picture a white fluffy towel with a monogram on it, and I'm wrapping this
$300 towels.
this poopy cat. And I call my friend Joe Gazzaldo, very funny actor. And he lives on, if you know the city, I'm in Los Feliz. He's at Buena Vista in Burbank, by the library. He comes in his pickup truck. He comes over the hill. He scoops me up, and we drive like a bat out of hell to the Studio City Animal Hospital.
Okay.
There's a Thai restaurant right next door. Back in the day, it was Telasai Thai on Ventura. And right next door was the 24-hour animal hospital. They had given me the number, but I'm like scrambling around. I'm holding the cat in the towel.
Oh,
so
stressful.
I'll never forget, I'm wearing these chunky shoes that look like saddle shoes that he was like, always made fun of because they were like platforms. He's like, why are you going to buy those? I go, they're like a conversation piece. He goes, well, the conversation's over. After that, I could not look at those shoes because they were my like cat rescue shoes.
Oh, yeah.
So I've got the cat, and there's people like on the patio eating, or maybe in the window of the Thai restaurant. I just remember people like dining on pad Thai just looking at me like, what? And I'm kicking with my giant chunky saddle shoe. I'm kicking the door of like, open this in.
And is the cat just letting you hold it in the towel?
Letting me hold
so
it.
He's not...
And really let me put my finger down its throat. And they get the cat to the hospital. The nurse comes out and said they could tell by the blood sugar levels that had I not given the Caro syrup, the cat would have died.
Oh, my God.
And I'm shaking, and I'm just like, oh, my God. Do you know that since I've told that story to people, well, first I called, the bill was like $700. I mean, and then I let
that's
the
just like
people.
1.5 towels. They're
Right,
fine.
right,
Yeah.
right. Well, I
to
let
them.
them know.
Yes.
And my friend, since I'd known forever, says to me, well, Rosie, I mean, the cat was old. Like, I should have just let it I go, not on my watch.
No.
To this day, they still, this is years and years and years ago, and they still go, not on my watch. Because I was just like, I can't let the cat just perish.
course.
So retroactively, I was just freaking out. Do you know this little cat, I got to take Luther home that night. I don't think Luther slept overnight. Maybe we picked him up the next day. It might have been. It was years ago. And slept with me for like 2 weeks after that.
Oh, my God.
He was like great. His
You
little
were his
eyes.
hero.
I feel like he knew.
They know.
They
Yes,
do.
and he held me like I would hold him like, but he would almost hold me like he was hanging on like a baby.
Oh, he felt so safe with
He
you.
did. Luther.
Did it make you feel differently about pets?
Not even a little. Isn't there? How is that possible? No, I don't know. I was like, all right, Luther, you and I have gone through this thing together. But do you know what I really felt like? So I felt like that to me was a tale of survival. We came from a non-dog cat house.
Yeah.
You know, my mother had, I think the living room was like almost all white and cream. And back in the day, people did not have that. It wasn't like that.
Yes.
Like that's kind of in that,
Yeah.
beige. And no, not on my carpet. My mother was like, no pets.
What convinced you then you should have a dog?
My husband was relentless, wanted a dog. And he would go to Pasadena Humane once a week.
No.
Just to play with the dogs and keep the dogs company. And then he said, I don't know, Rose, I think this little dog should be our dog. And when I went, I looked in his eyes and went, oh my God, that's a relative of mine. 100%. I'm related to this dog.
So cute.
And I kept looking at him and I go, we're coming back for you. Don't worry. And he just looked at me and we had to get him.
Wow. That was Monkey?
Monkey. And then he, unfortunately, came through the whole pandemic with us, and it was like my little pal, like a cockapoo.
Yeah.
Gray, adorable. So cute. So cute. We were convinced that people would invite us to their houses because they loved him. We're our social calendar's booked because of Monkey. And they're like, are you bringing Monkey? And we're like, do you care if we come there? You can drop him off. And John said, he's like a George Clooney of dogs. He's got these shiny brown eyes. He was darling.
Always playing pranks on people.
Yes. We waited, I think, a year or 2 years. I can't remember how long.
To get the new dog.
To get the new dog. So I was working on, I think I may have said this to your husband on his show, but I was doing a movie called, what was the name of it? Something from Tiffany, which I'm promoting because it's a holiday movie.
Okay.
And it came out on Amazon last Christmas or the Christmas before, but it's very cute. The clip goes all the time. I play a woman in Tiffany selling a ring, and it's Zoe Kazdan. It's such a darling movie. It's like a mishap with the ring, and it's very cute. Something from Tiffany on Amazon Prime. So the makeup lady has a gorgeous picture of a little poodle on her mirror. And that's when all the conversations happen with you get connected. If you want to know anything about lower intestinal disorders, cleanses, getting a pet, it's in the makeup trailer. Like, they know everything, those people.
They do.
They really do. Everything in every area. There's always a makeup artist that's working on you that's like, I rescue cats. I have a cat. My patio's called a catio because they have like 20 of whatever.
Yes,
it's always this. So she said, you got to go to Sally's Rescue, this great place. She's out of Pasadena. So we start following on Instagram and we see this little dog. Oh my gosh, I have the same feeling. I look in the eyeballs of the dog and I think, I feel like this is Monkey telling me to get this dog. Harley was the dog. Somebody adopted Harley. Harley's gone. Okay. A couple of weeks later, there's Harley's picture again. I said, what's going on with this? Mm-hmm. So I write the lady, somebody else already adopted him. Do you know that dog got returned 4 times?
Whoa.
My husband says 5. I only count 4. Well, first it ran away, so maybe 5 total.
Okay.
Families. Nobody wants Harley. What's the matter with
Harley?
So we go to the place to pick him up. He's darling. Just this little Havanese terrier jumps in my lap and kisses me, and I'm like, I'm not a dog. Like, I've only had one dog in my whole life. I'm like, we got to get this dog. So he comes home. He just stares. I mean, he doesn't play with a toy. He won't chase anything. He's like a weird. So I looked in his little eyeballs, and I was like, I don't like the name Harley. I can't say that a lot. So I go, what's the matter? And I said, I don't know if you love Goodfellas like I do.
Yes.
But I looked at him like, what's the matter, Henry? You don't talk much. You don't eat much. And I said, his name is Henry Hill.
Yeah.
So I name him Henry Hill.
Yeah.
I was working on Reboot. The very next day I go to work, and we're sitting around with the writers, the fictional writers in the show. And Fred Melamed says to me, do you know that Ray Liotta died? I go, Ray Liotta died today? I just got a dog yesterday and named him Henry Hill.
Oh, my God.
Ray Liotta
So
died.
crazy.
Reincarnation. Then, if you remember the movie, when he's driving in the Lufthansa heist, the screen goes to black, and the chyron across says May 11th, 1980, right? When he's driving, looking at, we got Henry on May 11th.
That's crazy.
Meant to be.
Yes.
So I was like, this dog is Henry Hill. So now I have this dog, and I'm looking at him like, you open your heart because you have pets, so you have to love. And I'm thinking, you're going to break my heart like the other one did. But then my husband said, but then you don't get all that joy. Like, to love, you have to love. The grief is because you loved,
Yes.
So was he dealing drugs from the kitchen? Why do people keep returning poor
that's hilarious.
Henry?
He had so much cocaine.
Yes,
there was
so much cocaine.
so much drug. He was
Sent
weighing the
his
little
wife
drug. His
down
little
an
paws
alley.
on the scale. He was tipping the scale.
right. Rose, this has been fantastic. Thank you so much.
I
for
love
coming
getting
on.
to talk. Thank you for making me go down memory lane in my mind.
Yes.
Oh my God, great stories.
We can't wait for the new season of
Yeah.
Hacks. And
Oh,
we can't
good.
wait for
St. Dennis.
St. Dennis
Yes,
Medical.
yes.
That show sounds really
it's
funny.
Incompetent Nurse Debbie. You'll see
Yes.
Incompetent
Can't wait
Nurse
to
Debbie.
see
She
you.
could never save a
So
cat, that one.
No.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank
and
you.
we will be right back with What Did We Learn Today?
It flew by.
Kristine,
Yes, Danielle.
are you ready to learn what we learned today?
Oh, please teach me, wise one.
All right, so I'm going to put on my hideous glasses.
Do, hideous glasses.
Little Island is a new public park located in Hudson River Park where all New Yorkers and visitors can experience nature and art in a unique urban oasis. Now, I wonder if that's fun when it's cold outside. I am going to wear that insane coat you're lending me.
Yes.
It's not insane. It's just only insane on me because it's a little big and it's like a sleeping bag. But I
Yes.
think it'll be nice.
I agree. I wore it there.
Yeah. Oh, you did?
I didn't.
Even in now. Huh?
Yeah,
It was that cold?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
I didn't need that level, but
Okay.
it's the easiest to pack because it packs down because it's like a
Yes.
puffer coat, and that's easier than trying to take like a pea coat, which is
Right.
hard to pack.
Right.
And I was glad I had it because in the evening when it cools down, I'd
It was
prefer
nice.
to be too warm and take a layer off than be not
Right.
warm enough.
And you don't mind if I take it in, right?
Oh no, please have it. Please have it taken in.
In the 2006 Barry Sonnenfeld directed film RV, Robin Williams leads the Monroes, a typically American dysfunctional family complete with rebellious, uncommunicative offspring and baffled parents. Patriarch Bob, Robin Williams, would like to remedy the situation before his son and daughter instant message their parents out of their lives. Instant message?
Oh, I guess they think that
Oh, okay.
I am is going to be the worst thing they have to worry about.
Bob rents a motorhome to take the clan on vacation, but soon finds that camping and togetherness can be hazardous to one's health. Google's featured review states 100% love the casting. Well, that doesn't say anything about whether it's good or not. Okay. Patrick McDermott, Olivia Newton-John's former boyfriend, disappeared in 2005. While he has allegedly been spotted and his location reported on, he has never officially been found and
Wait,
is still
I thought
considered lost at sea?
I thought Dateline did find.
Several news agencies, especially in Australia for some reason,
Well, that's where...
have reported where he is or allegedly is, but they've never officially found him. It's all been just like alleged or supposedly or
So is there a possibility he is dead?
there's a sure. It's likely he's not, but
That's-
it's like it's not.
But if, like you said, he didn't actually commit a crime...
Yeah, he's not. He's still listed as lost at sea. He's not listed.
So no
as,
insurance claims
That's
have been
wild.
collected.
Yeah, and this is from Wiki, so
In NBC's St. Dennis Medical, an eclectic team of underfunded yet dedicated doctors, nurses, and medical staff are doing their best not to lose their patients in an Oregon hospital overrun with patients, while caring for everyone who comes in the door, including each other. Watch Thursdays at 8 or probably on Peacock. Oh, you mean
Tuesdays at
it?
8.
What?
Tuesdays at 8.
Oh, Tuesdays. Sorry. I
So
misread
this
it.
is an NBC.
NBC.
Oh,
Yep.
I didn't realize it was a regular network television show.
Well, I'm excited for a comedy.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Same.
I'll take a new comedy.
Yeah.
I'll take a lot of new comedies.
Really?
Give me the comedies, people.
Geez, so hard to find them.
Golly gee willikers. We're again looking for a dog.
Oh, you are?
Yes. And because I think my life has a lot more joy in it when there's a dog in my
Yes.
house. Like this idea that just like some being is so happy to see you when you
Unbelievable.
come home
Yes.
and like feels joy in your presence. Look, I love my family.
Yeah, but they
no-
come with strings.
No one's that excited to see me.
Right. Are you going to keep doing the fostering thing?
I don't know.
The sleepovers and stuff?
I mean, I'm open to that, but I don't know if that'll be a dog we would end up adopting because so often they're coming with the kind of baggage that I don't feel equipped to manage. But
wouldn't any rescue?
well, it might not. We might get a puppy.
Oh.
that is a little fresher into the world.
Gotcha.
And isn't maybe coming with so much trauma. Not because those dogs don't deserve, and I'm happy to be a station in their way to their
Right.
final home and help them become more adoptable. But, I feel like I was like 12 years with a really tricky dog.
Yeah.
Makes me feel like
I get it.
I want a lighter load this time.
Gotcha.
And that's not a guarantee either with a puppy.
Well, yeah, but obviously it's a lot easier if, they're imprinting on you and they don't have trauma to overcome and physical stuff to overcome.
So we'll see. I like doing the rescue thing if I think if it's not going to be too stressful for the kids getting like attached or whatever, and if it seems like we can all do it in a healthy way,
right?
And there is a chance, of course, that we'll get this great rescue that is just lovely and wonderful,
that meets all your needs.
Yeah, that meets all the needs, and
I mean, the nice thing is that you can try them out. It's, it's like the whatever that shopping thing you do is where you rent the clothes and you can buy them or not. It's like that of dogs.
It is like that of dogs, and you're helping them.
Yeah.
So you're not. It's not like this thing where it's like I'm selfishly doing this thing that's just for me. You're actually doing a good thing for them and a good thing for you.
Yeah.
So, there's not many things in life I guess you can do that with.
No.
You can't go to a restaurant and just be like, I'll try it, and then if I like it, I'll pay for it.
Yeah, right.
But if I don't like it, I don't want to have to pay for it.
Well, sometimes if you complain, they'll take it off the menu.
Yes,
true.
I mean, I wouldn't do that unless it was egregiously bad.
I usually just put a little fake roach in it. And
Yeah.
be like, excuse me, sir.
I think you should put a real roach in it. That'll probably
That'd be
work
more
better.
effective.
Yeah.
Yeah. See then you just swipe it away so they don't think it ran away.
Yes.
One time there was
yeah.
a bolt in my Thai food.
What?
When
A
I was,
bolt?
Yeah, I was pregnant and we went to this Thai restaurant and there was a bolt in my food. Guess what they didn't do? Take it off they did not take it off their bill.
Come on. You've got to be kidding me.
I'm not.
They didn't take it off the menu. That's absurd.
I know.
What if you bit into that?
I know.
How could they not take it off the menu?
They just didn't.
Were they apologetic about it?
They were like, oh, okay. Like, as if like, thanks for telling us.
Oh, we were wondering where that bolt went.
We need that to keep our oven together. I don't know.
That's crazy.
I know. We didn't go back there.
I mean, I would hope so. Yeah. Do you think it gave you the iron you needed because you were pregnant?
No, I still had to take those giant iron pills.
Should have taken that bolt.
Yeah. Just take
Maybe I
get
should have
Thai
just
food every day.
Maybe I should have just swallowed that bolt.
It would have taken longer to digest, so you would have had a constant stream of iron from it digesting.
Yeah.
You know what? I really screwed up.
You really messed up.
Go back.
I live with so much regret.
I know. I'm sorry.
I was here 12 years ago. You guys fed me a bolt. I need that back.
That was one of my bigger mistakes, guys. There's been so many. Well, thanks everybody for listening.
Yeah.
And thanks for being Patreon members.
Yes.
Don't forget about that free trial. You can always just check us out, scoop up your extra episodes you want to listen to and then cancel us.
Yeah.
Or not, because you're like, wait, I've been missing out on all this gold?
Yeah. What the heck? Is this our Thanksgiving episode that we're doing right this second?
Is it? We didn't
Or
even
is
talk.
that next? I don't know.
If
Anyway,
it is, we didn't
If
even-
it is, happy Thanksgiving.
If it is, I'm sorry.
I just can't remember.
If you're with your family and it sucks.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is our
This Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving
comes out
episode.
the Tuesday before
Oh, okay.
Thanksgiving.
Well, maybe you're listening to this whilst preparing a pecan pie.
Oh,
That sounds good, right?
pecan pie sounds so good.
Yeah.
That's what everybody should make, I think. Are you going to get stuck in making that salad?
Stuck.
Isn't
I'm
that the-
making a salad. No, she doesn't have salad. And
Oh,
she doesn't
right.
have any greens I
and
can
then she
eat.
will ask you to make a thing that you're like, that's not the thing I want to
I
make.
will make whatever she wants me to make, but I'm also making a salad or vegetables that don't have also bacon in it.
Yes, I agree.
Because people make like
Yes.
Brussels sprouts and they put bacon in it, which I'm sure is delicious, but I don't eat that. So
Yeah.
I got a plate of beige stuff and no greens.
And I'll tell you what, I've had your salad and it's very good.
Thanks.
I know you can kill
I can
a
make
salad.
a salad. I can make a
Oh, it's not just like, here's a salad that's kind of on, it's like, this could be the main meal.
I've been making carrot ginger dressing.
Ooh, that sounds good. I think I need that recipe.
I'll give it to you. There's this restaurant that used to exist in New York in the village called Jaffa, and it's sort of famous
for bolts. Did you ever get a bolt in your food?
No.
Screws at Jaffa, only screws.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it had this amazing carrot ginger dressing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've looked on the internet to try to find the recipe.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, this is as close as I could get to the Jaffa dressing.
Oh.
So the only thing is this guy put grapefruit juice in it, and I didn't do that because I was like, it's not computing for me.
Okay.
So I made it without the grapefruit juice, and it's pretty close.
All right. Well,
It's
it probably
pretty
needs that
close.
grapefruit juice.
Maybe it
Danielle.
does. Maybe it does. But
Might
it's
be.
freaking delicious. If you like carrots and ginger. I mean,
I do.
I don't know. It's like an Asian dressing.
I like an Asian
Japanese dressing,
I
yeah.
like a Japanese dressing. I like a light, fresh dressing.
Oh, it's so good. It's chunky, and you just put like a ton of it on your salad. That's what I do.
I'm not going to put a ton because
Okay.
I don't like a soupy salad.
It's so thick that it's not really soupy because
Okay.
it's like a chunky,
All right.
hearty dressing.
All right. Okay.
By the way, soupy salad.
Oh, he was great.
So good.
He
Vaudeville.
was, oh my
comedian.
God.
One of the greats.
Then the kids show.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
then he went
good.
to the Catskills and
Yeah.
retired there with, I think, a lot of money.
went the wrong direction though. I think.
You do?
Soupy salad. Yeah.
The anti-Semitism.
Something.
It's weird because I'm pretty sure he was Jewish. But it happens.
It does. I've
We've
seen it.
We've seen it a lot lately. All right. Well,
Soupy salad.
until next time,
Remain calm.